Hi, I'm Ken Oakes with Oakes Daylilies. Our nursery is located just outside of Knoxville in East Tennessee, and we're fortunate to be close to the University of Tennessee at Knoxville, which is where I went to school. And they have a great ag department, ag school, and a really nice display garden. And so we've wanted to be a part of that, so we're a sponsor of the UT Display Gardens. And we've donated some daylilies for them to put in their display gardens, and that's where we are today. I thought I'd show you some of these daylilies, what they're looking like. We planted some a couple years ago and then some again last fall. And we'll link to a video at the end so you can see what they look like in bloom season, and we did a video of that. We'll link to that at the end. And we're here today. They do an annual garden gala as a fundraiser for the gardens, and so we've donated their door prizes this year, some red volunteer daylilies, and so we were dropping those off and thought while we were here we would just take a look around and see what the beds are looking like. All right, so the daylily we're donating today is red volunteer. My grandfather introduced this variety, hybridized it, created it, and he named it red volunteer because he was a big UT fan. Of course, it's the Tennessee Volunteers. He also introduced orange VOLS, which is another one named after Tennessee, go VOLS. And we did donate those two varieties in this bed behind me here. These were planted a couple of years ago. And it's probably, I forget, 15 to 20 different varieties, and I planted a little block of each one. And like I mentioned, if you watch the video, you'll see what these look like in the summer. They looked really good last year. And I've just noticed that they've planted, looks like daffodils in between. You can see the foliage left over from the daffodils. They would have finished up here just a few weeks ago in East Tennessee. And so that's a fun thing to do in your garden. You might want to try, because the daffodil foliage, as you know, is going to fade away and decline, and the daylily foliage is just going to keep getting bigger through the summer. So we will kind of hide that fading or gone daffodil foliage. So this is what the bed looks like from a couple years ago, and so here I'll show you what the bed we planted last fall looks like. So this bed behind me here was planted last fall, actually in October, which is about as late as we would want to plant here in East Tennessee. We recommend that you try and finish planting in the fall at least a few weeks before your first hard frost, hard freeze. But you can see these have done really well. They're not as large as the ones we planted a couple years ago yet, as you could tell, but they're coming up really nice, and I think they're going to do really well this year. You can see the name tags on these, so if you get by the gardens, if you happen to be passing through Knoxville and you want to come visit the gardens, there's name tags on the other bed as well, so you can tell what you're looking at. All right, so you'll notice that these beds here are planted in areas that get a lot of sun. Daylilies like a lot of sun. We recommend you put them in an area that gets at least 6 hours of sun a day. Now this one here has obviously got some shade from this tree, which is really nice, but I think once the sun turns, this is going to get a lot of afternoon sun, so these should do just fine. Daylilies like a lot of water as well, I'll mention that. Those are kind of the things that you can do for best performance for daylilies. Sun, water, and a little fertilizer, just a balanced fertilizer in the spring and maybe again in the fall. So we're going to come back this summer and see what these look like, the second year on those and the first year on these, and we'll be sure and share that with you. In the meantime, if you'd like to watch this video we took last summer and see how they looked, and then we've grown daylilies for over 40 years, so if you have any questions or comments about daylilies, feel free to put them in the comments below, or our contact information is on the website. Reach out, we'd love to talk to you. Thanks for watching.